G'day guys, how you doing? And it's finally arrived. The CGX-L. I've been waiting a few months for this beast here, and since then I've been able to use a Skywatcher EQ8R Pro, which is a fantastic mount. It's just that the hand controller software, I'm just too used to Celestron because I've been using pretty much Celestron since I started in 2014. So yeah, I'm kind of happy that I've got this now because I know everything's just going to work exactly how it was working with my old CGEM. But I'm excited. This thing is a beast, and I love it. But there are some negatives to it that I'm a little bit. I'm not disappointed. It's just it'd be nice if it had it. But let's check out the mount, and I'll talk about everything in a minute. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the lack of power outlets on the top of this mount's head here. I wish there was just a couple of 12-volt power outlets, because with the Skywatcher EQ8R Pro, it has those power outlets, and I found them really handy. And when I realized that, I thought, oh geez, I really hope that the CGX-L has that too. And upon its arrival, and I can see it doesn't. So it's not it's not the end of the world or anything like that, but it's just one of those things that I thought would be pretty cool to have and handy. The other thing too is it doesn't have any USB ports as well, so it's just the auxiliary cables connections in the back here with a auto guider port on the back. So there isn't heaps of connections that can go into the back of this mount here, but that's okay because I also use Wi-Fi these days. So just an extra couple of power outlets on the top here to stop cables from moving around would have been nice, but no big deal. The things that I do like about this mount are the clutch levers here are nice and big compared to the old CGEM I used to use. So I'm pretty damn happy and impressed with that, as well as the finish on them. They're quite nice, so I really enjoy that. The actual handles, where the handles are positioned on this head, I find it's really handy, and you can actually hold this mount head fairly close to your body, and it doesn't feel overly heavy. The Skywatcher EQ8R Pro, it's got a couple of handles that come off the side here, so when you pick it up, you do sort of notice that weight there. But I'm pretty happy and impressed with the ergonomics of the CGX-L, which is going to help me out a lot when I travel, because as you guys know, I like to travel to my dark sky areas, so that's going to help on the travel aspect, make things a bit easier there. These knobs here are massive, and they're pretty handy to have, especially on those cold nights too, where you might be wearing gloves and you want to try and undo and pack up your scope. That's a pretty big plus there. The other negative is the counterweight bar. The counterweight, sorry, that comes with it. There's only one. I wish there was two, because I need two, just purely because of the weight that I put on this. Well, I'll be putting on this mount, and you'd think that maybe if it's, it's a 35 kilo payload capacity mount, you'd have an extra counterweight. You'd probably have two counterweights just to help support that. And if it's a bit of a cost thing, I don't know, but if it is a bit of a cost thing, I would actually, pay that a little bit extra, the extra $50 or $100 or whatever it is for a second counterweight to come with my mount, because you're pretty much buying a CGX-L because you're loading a lot of stuff on it. So really, an extra counterweight would be nice, but again, not the end of the world. The design and the plate here is actually pretty cool. I mean, I've used the CGEM for a long time now, and being able to buy myself another mount is a lot of fun, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. When a new mount arrives, definitely puts a smile on your face, and it makes you forget about that bank account. But yeah, it's a really nice design, I think, and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy using this mount. So yeah, there's actually one last thing I want to talk about too, and that's the legs. I mean, can I say I'm a legs guy? Love a nice little legs. And what can I say about these? The latches for adjusting the legs itself are on the inside of the mount, so that stops a lot of the cable snags. And also walking around, with my old CGEM, the latches are on the outside of the legs. So I did find every now and then, if the mount was sitting quite low and I was just to walk past it and maybe just brush past it, my shoelaces would catch a hold of the latch. So these being on the inside, brilliant, absolutely love it. As well as they seem to slide in and out of each other really well too, and nice and smooth, and yeah, I can't say anything bad at all about these legs. I absolutely love them, and they look they look nice. So with all that being said, I think I'm going to set up the RASs for a little bit of imaging. The moon is going to rise roughly at around about 10, quarter past 10. So that enables maybe an hour of imaging, but because I got two RASs, I'm going to get twice as much data. Fingers crossed. So we'll have a little bit of a play around with the mount, see how that goes, and have a bit of fun imaging. Well, it's the first night imaging with the CGX-L, and I can say I'm pretty damn happy with it. It's tracking really well. Wasn't able to do any guiding earlier in the night with NGC 2070 Tarantula Nebula, but the winds died down a little bit, so now I can try the guiding side of things and see how that's working, and it's flawless, working really well. So you know, I never really sort of doubted that, but it's good to know everything's working really well, and I've got them pointed at Orion, so I'm just shooting off a few frames there, and with the guiding enabled, now I'm trying the dithering and just seeing how many frames I lose. And at the moment, it's a full moon out, which you can probably see, so I'm not going serious into the imaging, but I'm shooting 35-second exposures and 60 30-second exposures. So far with the dithering enabled every 20 photos, I've only lost, I think it was one frame. Yeah, one frame from the 5-second exposures, and I've lost about 2, 3, I think maybe 3 frames from the 30-second exposures. So really, it's not heaps. So I'm happy with that, because I go through all my images anyway and decide which images are the best to stack. So I lose images all over the place because I want my best images to stack. So that's completely fine. Yeah, so the system's working really well. Really happy with it, and the full moon's up. So you know, be interesting to see how the images also turn out. But I couldn't help myself. Clear night, new mount, full moon. But let's get out there and let's image and see what we can do, huh? All right. Well, I'm going to start packing these guys up. It takes me probably about half an hour to pack up the whole thing. So yeah, it's getting close to midnight. So I'm just going to pack it up and call it a night. If you've got any questions, please leave me a comment. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Well guys, until next time, take it easy. See ya.